نحمده ونصلي ونسلم على رسوله الكريم. Inshallah, today, after talking around the wives of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, what I will talk more is why some people attack the Prophet because he married many more than one wife. And before I talk about that, I would just say there was one lady who was married from the prayer, was a concubine of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The Prophet was given money for the prayer by the king of Egypt. He had a child, Ibrahim, who did not live very long and died at a very early stage. But otherwise, the wives took them as wives who were 11. 2 died when he was alive, as I said, and 9 of them survived the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Now, Orientalists in Arabic, they are called Mustashriqeen. These are the people who are not Muslims but have studied quite a lot of Islam, and the majority of them, for a reason or the other, have a lot of influence of Jewish influence and the hatred of Islam. Some of them are ignorant, they don't know the right sources of Islam, so they make a lot of statements which are not right. But some are fairly learned, and perhaps they know the truth, but they like to distort it in order to discredit Islam. An Orientalist look for any excuse to attack Islam, whether it is the question of polygamy, whether it is the question they will say that Muslims oppress women, whether it is the question of slavery when it was practiced and the role of Islam. They don't see how Islam liberated slaves in various ways, theoretically and even practically, but they look for any good reason to attack Islam. So I just want to talk a bit about some of the talk, or to show that they have no base on what is called the Ta'alim Zawjat Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam had more than one wife. It is a practice of all the Anbiya, the messengers and the Prophet of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who came before Prophet Muhammad. Muhammad is the last messenger. All of them practice polygamous life. They didn't have one wife. And we will give some examples. If we look at Nabi Ibrahim alayhi salam, he had 3 wives. He had Sarah, who was the older one, the first one, and Sarah gave him a son, Ishaq. He had Hagar, who again, she was given as a gift to Sarah, then Sarah, when she realized that she's not getting any child, gave it as a gift to Ibrahim so that it would be the wife and go to the son Ismail. He had Qadwara, the 3rd wife, who gave him quite a number of children out of the children Ibrahim had. Actually, 2 were Ismail and Ishaq, but the others were from this lady. And this is the mother of Zamran, Bakshan, Madan, Madian, Ishban, and Shuha. So Nabi Ibrahim, who is Abu Anbiya, and a Qudwa for us, as it is said in the Qur'an, Ibrahim, Uswatun Hasanah, and the other Nabi is Yaqub, if we come to another Nabi. Yaqub, his other name is Israel, and Bani Yaqub are the Bani Israel, the 12 children of Nabi Yaqub. Nabi Yaqub had 4 wives. He had Leah, who gave him 5 sons, Reuben, Sharon, Lawi, Yehuda, and Zebulun. Rachel, which is called in Arabic Rahil, who had 2 children, Yusuf and Benjamin. These are the 2 who were really brothers, having the same father and the same mother. Had Zulfa, who had 3 children, Jada and Ashir, and had Baha, who had Naphtali. If we look at Musa alayhi salam, he had 3 wives. The first one is the one she got married first, Madian wa Abuna Shaykh Kabir. That story, it is not Shu'aib, but a lot of people that do a mistake. Shu'aib came much earlier than this period, but it is Jacob Kabir Madiana who actually was a religious person and a good Muslim, as you see in the story in the Qur'an. So that was the first wife, gave him a child, Joshua. And then he had another wife, Barnatul Koshia, and another wife, Al-Qaini, 3 wives. I'm just trying to show that having much more than wife was really common with all the messengers of Allah before Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Dawood alayhi salam had 9 wives, and Dawood is an important messenger, prophet, messenger to the Jews. They respected quite a lot. So many things, I don't want to go into them, the stuff, David and all that, associated with his son Suleiman, building of the temple and all that. Suleiman himself, in the Bible, you will be surprised, had 700 wives and 300 concubines. This is what is written in the Bible with all is historical. Now, so really what I'm trying to say, there is no issue as far as a prophet that he had so many wives. Now, if you look at the Jewish religion, the way it is, there is nowhere in the Torah and in the Old Testament to show that one has to have 1 wife. In fact, there is no limit of the number of wives as far as the scripture or is concerned. If you go to the Nasara, the Christian, again, there is nowhere where it is that a Christian has to have 1 wife. Even Paul doesn't say that. Let me count a few writers, Muslim writers who have written about this. One is Al-Aqad, a great scholar from Egypt. In his book, Al-Mar'a fil Qur'an, Woman in the Qur'an, he mentioned quite a number of people. For example, he says Westermarck was one historian, authentic and accepted as a historian on marriages. That's his specialization. The various people, how they married, how many, and what type of wives and theirs. And he says that having much more than one in the Catholic Church was accepted until 17th century. Then when they started putting some limitation. Now that means that this limitation was not coming from any messenger of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And he said, and the people later who came not accepting that we only have to have 1 wife was Martin Luther King, who got married to the second wife. So Christianity was accepted to have much more than wife, and even now, what they propagate, especially in African countries, southern Sahara, they don't restrict it because they found if they restrict, they want an immune, the people who are idol worshippers and the people who just believe in the native religions. They usually have much more than 1 wife. So they accepted that these people can have much more than 1 wife so that they can accept Christianity, so that they don't say we don't want this religion, we only accept only 1 wife. Mustafa Sibai, Mustafa Sibai, in his book, Al-Mar'atu Bain al-Fiqh wal-Qanun, Woman Between the Islamic Jurisprudence and the Law, says quite a number of things connected with the people who are from the Western world propagating that it is better to have much more than 1 wife. In Germany, in 1948, after the Second World War, quite a number of men got killed, and the number of women was so much, proportionally much higher than men. And they had a meeting in that year, specifically to see how to legalize that people should get married to much more than 1 wife, so that they can take care of a lot of women who have no wives and have no children and build their nation. This is what they planned. Gostan Le Bon, in his book Habarat al-Arab, Arab Civilization, talked quite well and saying that the Arab culture of Islam, having much more than one wife, is quite comfortable to the women, it's honorable, and sometimes it deserves it according to certain situations. So he talked about that. Al-Abbad, the same individual in his book Al-Baqarah of the Qur'an, give a number of philosophers from Europe who propose that they should adopt the issue of legalizing and to allow people to have much more than one wife. In fact, one of them, Dr. Libon, says that ultimately the laws in Europe will legalize for somebody to have much more than one wife. And so it is going to happen. This person has written this book quite a while, but it is going to happen. And he said if they are to survive, and if their population should not reduce so much, then they have to have this rule so that they are allowed to marry much more than one. Otherwise, as it is said, they will be outnumbered by other people, especially now that a lot of Muslims have migrated to those areas. The King of France, Napoleon, got married to the second wife in the presence of Papa, of Pope, and the Pope did not object. So I think that is what I wanted to say, since I've been talking about the wives of the Prophet, and they were 11, as I said, and he was survived by 9. So whoever was talking ill about that, this was the practice of the messengers and prophets of Allah much earlier. And as I said, even now, Christianity allows it for its own reason if they want to attract the African people to accept Christianity. Let me, with a few minutes remaining, pass quickly on the issue of the wives of the Prophet ﷺ, that the Orientalist Mustashriqeen tried to show that the Prophet was just eager to enjoy himself on the issue of marriage, as if they want to say that he was not spiritually connected or whatever. There is nothing wrong in Islam for you to be interested in getting married. It's the religion. Even if you are enjoying yourself with your wife, sadaqah, you're getting charity. When the Sahaba had this hadith, they said, Ya Rasulullah, how come that you are enjoying yourself and then you get sadaqah, you get tawab for that? He said, yes. Suppose you are doing it for somebody else who is not your wife, what will happen? Would you get the sin? He said, yes. And he said, you get the tawab. Now, Rasulullah, if he was interested so much in just getting married for that sake, he got married to the first wife, who is Khadija. The first wife was older than the Prophet by 15 years. Khadija anha was 40 years. The Prophet was 25 years. When you are young, if you're interested and people are old, they are interested, it is acceptable in the married life, then it is the time when you are young that you will be interested to have more wives and perhaps younger ones. But the Prophet remained for 25 years with Khadija anha alone until the 10th year of Nubuwwah when she died. And then again, when she married Sauda was very an old lady, 55 years. Sauda had children. He wanted somebody to look after the children of the Prophet, specifically Fatima and Kulthum, and remained with Sauda alone for the last 3 years in Makkah. So in Makkah, the Prophet remained with only one wife. The wives came later. Of course, he got married to Aisha, who was the only virgin. People can say whatever they say, but even if Aisha was young, during that time, nobody talked ill about that. Even those people who read the Prophet, they never said, why did the Prophet marry somebody who was very young? Because culturally, it was accepted. And that's the only individual, the only wife who was virgin and young. The other wives, most of them, the Prophet was married to them when they were fairly old. That was the third wife. The fourth wife was Hafsa. We know the story of Hafsa, the daughter of Umar ibn Khattab. Umar ibn Khattab, when the husband of Hafsa died in the battle of Badr, Umar thought, because she was quite young, she was around 15, 16 16 years or so, was thinking, what will my daughter do? The husband has been killed, is Shaheed, and you know the story, we talked about it here, and you approach Abu Bakr thinking this will be a good husband, and asked Abu Bakr, will you get married to Hafsa? And Abu Bakr remained silent, never responded, and then asked Uthman, will you get married to Hafsa? Uthman said, I'll give it a thought. After 2 or 3 days, he saw him again, and Umar is just very open, and he asked, and he said, I have decided not to get married now. Then Umar went to the Prophet as if to complain. He said, Abu Bakr, I asked him and he never answered anything. And Uthman has said that he's not planning to get married now. Our Rasul told Umar that your daughter will be married by somebody better than Uthman. He said, and Uthman will get married to somebody better than your daughter. He said, and then after some time, within a short time, our Rasul told Umar that I'm going to marry your daughter. So there is a lot of relationship in this. If you look at one thing, maybe we don't realize, look at all the 4 Khulafa Rashidun, what were their relationship with the Messenger, with the Prophet and during that time, the relationship of marriage and coming from the same tribe, interrelated tribe, was a very important thing. That is the way you get the power and acceptability. Abu Bakr is the first Khalifa. He was the father-in-law of the Prophet So that marriage, to get married to Aisha, brought that bond much more, much stronger, and also to be very much acceptable with all other qualities. Of course, Abu Bakr was the best individual and the message of Allah, but it was easier to accept. After all, the Prophet even died in the house of Aisha, as we know. If you look at the second Khalif, Umar ibn Khattab, he was the father-in-law of the Prophet. That bond again. If you look at the third Khalif, he was the son-in-law of 2 of the daughters of the Prophet, If you look at the fourth Khalif, he was actually the son-in-law of the Prophet because Ali ibn Abi Talib was married to Fatima. If you look at the fifth one, and that is Muawiyah, was the brother-in-law of the Prophet because the Prophet married to Habiba, the daughter of Abi Sufyan. So these marriages had a lot of other relations to attract people to Islam and to cement the power of Islam and actually to leave the legacy so that whoever is going to take over has some connection to the past leader, which is accepted, and even now it acts like that in some situation, even though we have the democracy. So I think that is what I wanted to say. Again, if you look at quite a number of other wives the Prophet was married to, there were good reasons. One of them is Zainab bint Jahsh. And this is where the Orientalists and Muslims try to attack Rasul and say that maybe he saw her and he liked her and it was beautiful and all that. Who proposed Zainab bint Jahsh to Zayd ibn Harith? It was the Prophet. Zainab and the family are from Bani Hashim, a very great family. They were not even accepting Zayd because Zayd was a free slave of the Prophet of Khadija, and ultimately was for the Prophet. So why should the Prophet, if he would be interested in Zainab, not for the first time, not get married to Zainab at the beginning, and wait until that? The major issue is Zainab, the Prophet got married to him from order from Allah, that it came directly. And it is said, when Zayd got all what he wanted from the wife and the husband, then we made this marriage bond for you. The reason, in fact, it was difficult for the Prophet. The reason was Zayd was adopted son of the Prophet and Islam wanted to nullify that an adopted son is not a son who actually will inherit you and who, if he even got married to somebody you are not going to be allowed to get married to. And he called them by the names of their fathers, not Zayd bin Muhammad as it was called, but Zayd bin Haritha. Mufassirina say Zayd is the only person whose name has been mentioned in the Quran. Abu Bakr was not mentioned and any other. Maybe to compensate because he was deprived that name to But Zainab bint Jahsh, that was the reason. If you look at Salama, the Prophet would marry her. Salama had 4 children. In fact, when the Prophet proposed because Salama was among the Qabila of Makhzum, a very important Qabila, a very important tribe, and she was among the first people who migrated to Habasha, and then the husband died after the battle of Badr. And when the Prophet proposed, Salama said, Ya Rasulullah, I don't refuse, but I have 3 issues. One, I'm old. See? And the Prophet told him, I'm older. Second, he said, I have children, I have 2 of them. They may go like you, and then you may hate me. He said, don't worry, your children are mine. And the third one, of course, is jealous, and he said, that one I will pray so that you don't become jealous. What I'm trying to say, it was not the issue of, if the Prophet wanted around that time, he could easily get somebody who was very young and virgin. If you look at Juwairiya in the Haritha, we have talked about her here. This was the daughter of the Sayyid al-Qawmi, the master of the Bani Mustalib, and now they were conquered, and she was taken as a prisoner of war. And Rasulullah gave her a choice. You want to ransom yourself, or you want, I will ransom you and get married to you. I said, I would want to be married to you. After all, this is the daughter of a great person. She would rather like to be under somebody who is much greater than the ordinary person who really initially was the one who took care of her. That would be Qais. She would rather be with the leader, because this is the daughter's like a princess. She would rather be with the king, so to say. If you look at Sophia in the Huyay bin Akhtar, who was a Jew, the Prophet was married to her. It's the same scenario. The father was Huyay bin Akhtar, a great leader among the Jews in Khaybar. And when Rasulullah gave her the choice on whether you ransom yourself or you become my wife, he said, I had been interested in Islam even before we have been conquered. And if you give me the choice between going to my father is dead, my brother is dead, and I would prefer to be with Islam rather than just to be a free person and go back to Mecca. So for every individual, you will find quite a number of justifications. And even if there aren't, for 2 or 3, what is wrong if a man really has got married legally and he's the leader, and during that time, 14 centuries ago, it was very normal, as I said. There was hardly anybody practicing actually the marriage of only one wife. Anyway, I think I will stop there. That is enough, and we can get more details if you just Google. But as I say, those people who hate Islam, our religion, they will look for any excuse to say something, but we have the answers in our